it's the Adventurous Allotment here again. I'm not at my allotment today, I'm in my place, and I wanted to talk to you about the fact that I got a really cool delivery. I got some seeds. I bought these seeds a week ago, or probably less than a week ago now, on a seed swap forum. Yeah, it's a forum, a group on Facebook. And these are really interesting plants. They're right up my alley, so to speak, because they're exotic and they're really unusual. And so I am so looking forward to growing these. So I'll let you know what they are. I'll tell you now. One of them is Dendroceras littoralis. I know that's backwards, but it's Dendroceras littoralis, which is native to the Robinson Crusoe Islands off Chilean coast in the Pacific Ocean. Very rare, very interesting. I'll tell you more about these later on, go into more depth. I've got Pentagonia lanceoloba, very interesting again, because this has only recently been discovered, so I'm pretty honoured to be able to actually try and grow this, I suppose. And next one is Sonchus fruticosa. That's an endemic plant again, and it's native to the Canary Islands. By the way, I'll do another video in the future about endemic plants, because I think if you don't know what endemic plants are, I'm going to let you know, and let you know why I like them too. One of my favourite groups of plants. Anyway, going on, and the last one is Begonia luxurians. It's not a rare plant, but it looks really good, so I thought I'd buy that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plant these. Well, no, I'm not going to plant these yet. I'm going to plant them tomorrow. I need to soak these overnight first. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the greenhouse and prepare some soil, and then I'm going to bring the soil back here and plant them here tomorrow. And the reason I'm not going to plant them in the greenhouse is simple, because some of these plants are very sensitive to pests and diseases. Being endemic, they are used to very specific conditions. Again, I'll tell you more about that in the future. So I'm going to go off to the allotment now and prepare the soil, and I'll be back tomorrow obviously with a video about the sowing of the seeds. I'll see you at the greenhouse in a minute though. Hi guys, I'm at my greenhouse now, and I've just filled some pots with soil ready for the sowing tomorrow. While I'm here, I'll dispense some advice to you about preparing to sow seeds. As you can see here, I've done it here, and what you'll notice first off is one of the things about preparing seeds is you need to use a really fine compost to sow seeds, because the radical or the emerging root needs to get down into the soil, and it sometimes struggles to do that if the soil is hard or very clumpy. So yeah, make sure you get really fine compost. And not just that, but you'll notice that the soil is filled to way below the level of the lip here, and I've done that for a good reason, and that's so when I water the seeds, the soil won't overflow and potentially take the seeds out with it. So that's one method that will ensure a good sowing of your seeds. And then the other one is when you're watering, what you want to do is not water directly onto the soil, because again you could lose soil. You may also lose the seeds again. So what you will want to do is sort of bring in your watering can slowly over from before it gets to even the tray. So you start here and then water over, and that will stop the soil from overflowing the pot. So that's a good bit of advice, and one that I've learned from in the past. Another thing you want to do is, whilst you want to firm the soil in your pots, don't over firm. You want to leave oxygen spaces in there, because the roots need oxygen, and by firming it too much you stop the drainage and you prevent the plant roots from getting oxygen. So yeah, that's the few bits of advice I give you on preparing to sow. So yeah, that's it. I will be back tomorrow to show you the sowing of the seeds. Until then, take care and have a good night. Hi guys, it's me again. I've soaked the seeds for 24 hours and now I'm ready to plant them. Before I do though, I want to tell you a bit about each species that I bought and why I bought them effectively. And number one is the, I think it's the tree daisy from Chile, that's Dendroceras littoralis. That name literally translates into coastal daisy tree or something like that. And I bought it because it's really interesting. It's only found on one island in the Pacific Ocean, which is the Robinson Crusoe Island. So I thought, hey, why not? And people were saying that these germinate really easily. The only drawback is they're really difficult to keep. They're very prone to getting pest attacks and things like that. So that's why I'm growing it indoors, as I mentioned yesterday, and so I want to grow that. Apparently, it grows really quick, so any updates on that will be fairly rapid. And so, if I have any success with that, I'll let you know. The second one is Soncus fruticosus, which is an endemic to the Canary Islands. It is only found on the Canary Islands, I'm not sure which island, but it's another interesting plant. So I thought I'd go for it because basically it's a dandelion on steroids. It has a huge stem and it grows to about 3 meters, potentially. So again, I'll keep you updated with that. And then there is the Begonia luxurians that I planted those seeds yesterday because they didn't need soaking overnight. So I went ahead and did that to save the fuss and the mess. So they're already in one of the cell trays. Now the last one I bought along with these seeds. I didn't intend to buy these seeds, but they weren't expensive, and that is Pentagonia lanceolata. And this plant is actually only recently been discovered. So I decided to get it because I was told it was really difficult to germinate and not many people had had success. So I thought, here's a challenge, I'll try and do it. Not that I'm better qualified than anyone else, but I thought, it's a good chance to sort of experiment with new ways of germinating. So I was watching a video last night, and for one of my subscribers and one of the people I'm subscribed to, and he was saying how he was going to use a method to try and sterilize the soil, and I wondered if maybe this seed might have their increases of the chances of germination increased if we sterilize the soil. So that's what I've done. I've put the soil in the microwave. I've made sure it's sterile. I've washed the Pentagonia seeds here in peroxide to ensure that there's nothing on there that could possibly cause problems later on when it's germinated. So in my mind, there's nothing that can stop this germinating. So if it's not going to germinate, it won't be because it's full of something that is eating it, or like microbial things that are not very conducive to its germination. So that's a pretty much like a background to why I'm doing it. So basically I've got the seeds here ready to go. I have microwaved the soil, that's all ready to plant. I've watered the soil, so all that remains really now is for me to plant the seeds. So here are the seeds. In fact, so those ones there, that one and that one there, they are the Dendroceras seeds. These two here that are stuck together, that's the Pentagonia, that's the one that's very difficult to germinate. And these here are the Soncus fruticosus. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got the label. I've got all the. I've got it all labelled up, ready to go. So if I bring that over here, these have been washed in peroxide. So there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't germinate. I'll just turn this around. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to keep them in the shade because in their natural habitat they don't necessarily germinate in full sunlight. So this one is the Pentagonia lanceolata. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these roughly their own depth, which is not very deep. So I've put this here. It's a very interesting colour in the sunlight, actually. Very light caramel brown colour, if you can see that. Yeah, very interesting. Right, so I'm just going to cover this. And hopefully that will help. And here's the other one here, which I'm going to put in. There it is. So just cover that with a little bit of soil there. So that's done. Now the next one is this Dendroceras littoralis. So that's this seed here, this little papery seed. If I just, apparently these germinate really quickly, apparently, according to sources. They can take as little as 3 days. So I'm not gonna cover much soil there. There we go, just enough to cover it. And then this one here, and then that can go in there, and same again. So they're all ready to go. And hopefully I'll just stick these in the shade right now, just I think here on the top here, and so they'll stay there and they'll get minimal sunlight, so they won't be affected too much. And so that's wet soil. I don't want to water it because I haven't got an effective sprayer at the moment, so that's why I watered it before I planted them, so they should be okay. I need to get a sprayer bottle tomorrow actually, because you know, I need to be able to water these properly. And so the last ones are the Soncus, and I'm going to put them in this one pot here. So I don't think these mind being in the sun. They certainly grow in the sun, in the natural habitat in the Canary Islands. So just get this one first. I think I'm going to just drop these on top. I'm not going to cover these. Just press them into the soil, because my suspicion is they don't actually need light to germinate. And that's that. Put one of them here, one of them here, one of them in the middle here. So I'll just push that in. Ugh, they stick to your fingers, makes it awkward. And actually I'll take some soil from here actually, because I'm not growing any. I will actually cover these a little tiny bit, just a smidge. And just a bit more in that corner. And that should do. So there we go, we're done now. That's all of the seeds that I received planted. We'll have to see how they get on. Obviously, as the progress gets on, I'll let you know. So if any of these germinate, I'll come back and I'll do a video to show you that they've germinated and tell you how long they're taking. So hopefully they'll emerge pretty soon, especially the Dendroceras. I think, judging by what people have said, they should emerge in the next week or so, especially with the treatment with the sterilisation. So we'll see. Right, well, I'll be back should any of these germinate, and I'll see you next time for another video. If you've liked this video, please like it, leave a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. That'll be great. Thank you. Anyway, see you next time and take care.